Okay, this is what if Deku and what if Deku and Kitsumi were dating, but I decided to make this, I think it's called a harem, where Deku can date more than one girl. And it kind of makes sense. I'm going to make him younger than Kitsumi, so it kind of makes sense for him to date another girl than Kitsumi. But this is basically how it's going to go because I want I want Bakio to be Deku's son, just to make this more interesting. So Deku, it goes to the same high school, and another way that Bakio and Kitsumi and this is basically what happens. Let's say that they all met at the high school, while two boys was walking down the hall, and they was walking down the hall. Bumps into Kitsumi, and Kitsumi starts getting onto Deku. Deku actually fights back because Kitsumi isn't going to be the boss. So he's like he basically just argues back, nothing too important. Why Deku's what's going to be Deku's dad in the future, because he is going to die. Might as well just say that now. What's going to be Deku's dad in the future is sitting there talking to Iko, like playing his cards, and then basically they end up Kitsumi and Deku start dating, and so does I forgot her name. How did I forget Inko? I don't know how I forgot her name. Inko starts dating Asashi. I think that's his name. I don't remember. I think that is though. Anyway, yeah, they just start dating, going on double dates, getting to know each other. We time skip about, let's say, 5 years. They're both 20. They're all 28 at this time. Let's just say that. And now let's say they're all 20 at this time. Deku goes and Deku right now as an adult, because he's 20, goes and gets Kitsumi pregnant, and they have a son called Bakugo, but Deku will never be able to find that out until later. Anyway, so he goes and he says, "I hope it's a boy," as he's rubbing Kitsumi's belly, and then he walks out the door to go to work so they can have money, like for the baby and stuff. So he's leaving to go to work, and Deku, the reason that Deku didn't become a hero in this timeline, because he only had a not too bad of a regeneration quirk, but he only had a regeneration quirk. Nothing too good, but he can regen himself, and then he can erase some of his energy on regening other people, or like killing other people. So that's going to be Bakyo's quirk. And let's say Kitsumi, I don't know what her quirk is in the anime, but she's going to have a fire quirk. I don't know if that's actually what she has, but yeah, she's just going to have a fire quirk. And then Deku, while he's going to work, a dude skips a red light, and Deku's going out on his turn because it's a green light, but a dude skips the red light and they crash. The dude survives, but Deku dies. Deku sent up to heaven. He talks to God. God said, you wasn't supposed to die. We're going to reincarnate you, and you might be able to find your family. We don't really know. God flicks him on his forehead, sends him back down, and this is when Inko was just getting pregnant. But Kitsumi was already, let's say, 2 weeks into her pregnancy, and Kitsumi was just getting pregnant. Now let's say Kitsumi was already 2 months in her pregnant, like already pregnant for 2 months, and Midoriya Inko is just getting pregnant just now. So as she's getting pregnant, Deku gets sent down into her stomach without any recognition of knowing that it's Kitsumi, his basically his wife's best friend. which is going to kind of be funny being the son of his wife's best friend and the son of his best friend. And let's say Deku's dad actually doesn't leave because I think he was one for all, but like whatever. He doesn't actually leave and he's not one for all. He actually just has a regular fire breathing quirk. But that doesn't matter because Deku's going to get a mutation quirk. I think a mutation quirk was where even though your parents have this type of quirk, you get a complete opposite quirk. That's what a mutation quirk is, I think. But that's basically what Deku's quirk going to be. It's going to be called a mutation quirk. Not the name, actual name, but whatever. Anyway, yeah, Deku, we skip 4 years after Bakio and Deku were born. Let's say they both go to the hospital at the same time. Kitsumi made Bakio wait 2 months till Deku's birthday so they can go at the same time because Kitsumi is actually a little bit depressed in this since she lost her husband. So she's not fat, but she, let's say that she drinks a little more than she should sometimes, but nothing bad's going to happen to her. She just does. Like, that's just a little detail I decided to add in. Anyway, they both go to the hospital, and Deku ends up having a, I'm going to call it recall for now, but if y'all want to give it another name, basically this is what it can do. If he remembers something, he can recall it and make it appear, and he doesn't know this right now, and the doctors don't know this. Right now, the doctors just think that he can just recall memory perfectly, but this is actually what his quirk can do. He can recall stuff, and then he can manipulate it. If it's not a living object, he can make it a sword, or he can even turn it into a type of new species, a living object. And then say that it is a living object, he can give it a quirk, but it will only last, like, the living object will only stay there for 2 days before it completely disappears out of, like, existence. And it will, like, as it disappears, it will feel pain. If Deku kills it, it will feel pain. So basically, it's like a real human. So that he decides to make a human, it will act and be a regular human until it dies in that 2 days. So Deku doesn't like making humans that much, but he does when he has to because he can give it an OP quirk. He can give it any quirk as long as he's seen or heard of the quirk and knows enough about it. So he can basically make a clone of one for all for 2 days if he wants. But yeah, that's besides the point. Anyway, let's see what else. Oh, and said that he has a dream or he imagines something in his head. He can also recall that and make it a living object, or say that like he thought, like he had a dream of a sword and he really liked it. He can also recall that and make it a actual sword that exists in that dimension, and he'll be like the creator of the sword basically and get a lot of money from it if he were to sell it. And say that he learned enough about gold, he can recall gold. And Inko, let's say I just want to make Inko a bad mom just because I kind of want to, just for personal reasons, not personal reasons, just reasons. Plot armor. Let's say plot armor because yeah, sure, plot armor. Anyway, yeah. So Inko realizes that if Deku learns enough about gold, will she doesn't realize this, but she's thinking this. She's like, the doctors don't know that much about his work. They said that it's the side that he hasn't unlocked. She's thinking in her head, what if the side is that he can create stuff if he learns enough about it. So she basically makes him learn about diamonds, gold, money for, like, let's say 2 years of his life. And she didn't take him out of school because she said, and you might learn something about money in school. So she kept him in school. So Deku, and basically she just abused Deku, trying to make him use his quirk to make stuff, because every time he did it, every time she abused him and tried to make him make stuff, there would be sparks in the air like something is trying to appear, but it just won't, because Deku has to want to create it for it to actually appear. So one day Deku goes to school. No, one day Deku sneaks out the house because Inko doesn't let Deku leave because she's like it's like when he gets home it's eat, shower, and then study on gold and diamonds. That's basically all. That's what his life is. But he's only like 4. No, let's say he's 5 right now, and he sneaks out the house, and he ends up finding a park, and the ship is going to be Kitsumi at Deku at Tokoroki, but Tokoroki's going to be a girl, because I never gender bended before, and I want to see if y'all guys will be okay with it. If not, I won't do it again. But I'll most likely do it again for a what if I heard somebody was going to do, and I said, that would be a cool what if, but it's going to be Asta what if. Oh, and I'm going to do a what if Asta had water and fire, or ice and fire magic, and he's going to be the son of wait, no, yeah, he's going to be the son of the no, that lion clan thingy, the lion people with all the fire, that all have fire magic. He's going to be a part of that people family, but he's still going to be adopted. But that's besides the point. I'm getting off track. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah, so he goes to the park and he sees a girl with white and red hair getting picked on. So he runs up and says, because he knows who. Okay, tell I'm recording. Now get out. Go.
Come in. Get me.
Oh, I'm busy. Right after that, my brother decided to stand at my door and say my mom wants me, but when I get up, he just runs off and says, "Come and get me." So fun. Anyway, whatever. Where was I? So Deku runs up right before Bakugo throws a fire at her, and says, "You really shouldn't be picking on her, Kachan, because he still knows who Bakugo is, because that's the only other kid that he has met that is his age." And Bakugo feels mad, like sad. Not sad, but he feels bad for Deku because he knows what Kitsumi is doing, so he's kind of nicer to Deku than anybody else. But right now he's trying to show off in front of his friends, so he's like, "Get out the way, you." And then like, he's just sitting there thinking, and then he screams, "You Deku!" And then Deku has a flashback. And he's like, "Deku, Deku," and he's like, "Wait, doesn't Deku mean you can do it?" And Bakugo's like, "Wait, no, it means you're useless." And Deku's like, "No, it means you can do it." And they start fighting about that, and Bakugo says, "No, you're wrong. I know it means you're useless." And then he throws a fireball at him. Deku panics, and he makes a wall of breaks appear right just barely in time, but some fire still got through and hit Deku in the face. Yeah.
Come here right quick.
I was recording.
Well.
I'm almost done.
Well, how long?
Let me check. Let me check my timer. Like a few seconds. Okay, I'm going to end it off, not here, but at Deku being at least 11. So, basically what happens, Deku realizes that he can manipulate, like, great stuff, just like his mom saw it. He runs away. He runs away with Tokoroki, and him and Tokoroki are basically runaways, and they live in the forest for a few years. I'm just going to leave it off there. They live in the forest for years because I actually want something to happen to Tokoroki, something interesting, and I actually got this idea. Well, I just thought of this idea, but I got this idea from this YouTuber called Full Time Animator. He basically is doing a what if where Deku is a snow wolf. What if where Deku was a snow wolf and he did one where what if Deku was a fire wolf? And I'm basically going to not steal that idea, but use that idea but on Todoroki. And it's basically Todoroki is going to be able to turn into a fire and a ice wolf, and he's going to be able to share that quirk with people in his pack. And plus, I just like werewolves in general. So, and I like anything that can turn into a werewolf or a wolf. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm going to leave this off here. I gotta go see what my mom wants. Goodbye, shoutouts. Don't forget to sub and like and comment on whether you want Tokorohi to be a girl or a boy. I don't care. And comment what if you want her to be a girl. If you want her to be a girl, comment a girl name.
I tried to take off my shoe.
If you want
I tried to take off my shoe.
you want Tokoroki to be a girl, you want Tokoroki to be a girl, get a girl name. Hold up, I'm recording. God damn. God damn, what the fuck? My bad for cussing. It's just God. Literally can't stay in my room for 15 minutes without getting pestered. Anyway, where was I? Yeah, I got the idea from Full-Time Animator, and his that's basically all. And oh yeah, I was about to say, I need a name for Deku's work, and Deku is going to have a computer in his work eventually. So I need a name for the computer because he's going to make the computer a living object, but that's going to be the only living object that will stay alive for like ever. So I need a name for that. I need a name for Todoroki, a girl name, or if you want him to stay a boy, comment a boy, and he will keep his regular name. And I need what else? Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, a girl name for Todoroki. Computer. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Goodbye, Shadows. This is Shadow Master signing out.